the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I'm trying to learn how to post on YouTube. It reminds me a lot of trying to get sober. Honestly, it's really frustrating. It's really frustrating trying to learn something new that you really want to do well, that you want to succeed at, and you don't know how. So I have made so many outtakes of this video because I don't know what I'm doing. And it reminds me so much of getting sober. I want to make uplifting videos that inspire people to want to change their lives. But I also have to admit that I am learning how to change my life too. And that when I get on these videos, although I know a lot about addiction recovery, I don't know a lot about making videos and sharing in 10-minute increments so that people won't get bored. I don't know a lot about editing videos. I don't know a lot about equipment and what I need to succeed. I don't know a lot about those things. What I do know is that I have a passion for helping people. I do know that I went through a lot of obstacles to get to the place where I am today. And I do know that I want a lot more people to get to this place where they're proud of who they are and they feel good about themselves. They have peace and serenity and self-esteem and self-love, and they're not afraid of being alone. They're proud of what they've accomplished in their life. They are humbled by the mistakes that they've made. And they know that without God's grace, they would be nowhere. At least that's true for me. I just want people to be happier. I want children to be more loved and not seen as chores. I want mothers to be more supported. But I know that I can't change any of those things. But what I can do is I can learn how to communicate that on YouTube. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take what's inside of me, this passion for helping other people, and learn to communicate it on YouTube. And it does remind me of getting sober because I feel like an idiot. I feel ridiculous. I mean, my kids don't even want people to know that I'm doing this because it's embarrassing. It feels embarrassing. They say that the first 100 videos are supposed to be learning, that you shouldn't expect yourself to do them well. And I know that that's a hallmark. And I know that that is a hallmark of shame, that I expect myself to do something well without ever being taught and without ever having the experience of doing it. I know that because I expected that of myself with being a mother. I expected myself to know how to be a mother, even though I had never really been mothered myself. I expected myself to know what to do, even though I had never learned or experienced it. And it was only when I came to a place when I was willing to learn that I could actually start to learn and to take that pressure of shame off myself. The tough part about YouTube is that I don't know how to best communicate who I am, what I do, and how to help people through these videos. I'm used to connecting with people in a way where I share who I am and there's a two-way conversation. They share who they are and we talk about that and we connect. And I struggle with talking to myself into this camera without a way to connect, but still having a passion for wanting to do it. I know that when I'm changing, it's because I've admitted that I want to change, that I have a desire to change. That's true of sobriety, and that's true of career changes. I had a desire to get sober, just like I have a desire to turn YouTube into a career, into a way that I can connect with people directly, that I can help people directly with what I've learned. And I don't feel very good at it. And I don't, and I know I wasn't very good at sobriety either in the beginning. I kept giving up. It's been the same process with YouTube. I keep giving up. I'm trying to just stay consistent at this point. I'm trying to put out a video once a week that I'm not totally horrified by. I'm trying to simplify the process so that it's manageable. It's the same thing I had to learn in sobriety. They say 90 meetings in 90 days. And on YouTube, they say 100 videos. So it's about the same. Change takes time. I think the biggest thing about change is to not give up, is to do it afraid, do it feeling dumb, do it feeling embarrassed. But if you really want to change, you'll just keep doing it. You'll keep trying. You won't give up. And I think that that comes from a belief that you're worthy of change. You're worthy of a good life. I believed that. I believed that I was worthy of sobriety. I was worthy of not feeling embarrassed, remorse, regret. I was worthy of feeling proud of myself, who I am in the world. I was, yeah, things that help me change is admitting that I am changing, that I am trying, and that it is hard. This is hard. It's hard to show up on YouTube and wonder if anybody cares. And at this point, really, not many people do, but I do. I care. I care that I said I would show up and post something on Fridays. So I want to keep my word to myself, even if nobody else is watching, even if nobody else is caring about these videos. I think the priority for me right now is to just show up. That's a huge part of change, whether that's showing up at a meeting or showing up at a treatment center or showing up at a doctor's office. Showing up is the beginning, is admitting I want to change. I want to change. I want things to change. For myself, the reason why I really want to learn how to be a YouTuber is because I want to be able to connect with people directly. And for my mental health, I am not able to work full time. So I'm trying to create a way for me to make an income that will support my mental health, but that will support my recovery. And I believe that it's possible because I see other people that are doing it, and that inspires me. And it's the same with sobriety. I see other people that have been sober for longer than me. And when I first came in, I couldn't believe somebody could get a year sober, 10 years sober, 20 years sober. Like it just looked like a death sentence of like no fun. And it's totally the opposite. It's absolutely the opposite. So admitting that I want to change, that I want my life to change, that I have a desire to change. I don't want things to stay the same. That's the first step for me. The next step for me is learning. And learning is hard. Like I said, honestly, learning how to do anything feels to me embarrassing. What I've learned about learning is that everybody learns differently and that I have to support myself in my own learning process. And honestly, that's allowing for a lot of mistakes, a lot of room for error, a lot of learning about what doesn't work, a lot of feeling ridiculous, a lot of believing in myself and pushing forward, even if it feels like I'm never going to succeed. I do believe that if I don't give up, I will find a way to succeed at things and that I get to define success for myself. My definition of success may not be someone else's definition of success. For me right now, not giving up is my definition of success. Me showing up and continuing to post videos, even though I feel a little embarrassed because I don't feel like I'm very good at it. Me continuing to show up at this point, which is the point that I would normally give up. That is success to me. And it does remind me of sobriety because there were times where I thought I was never going to get sober. I was never going to be able to be the person that I thought I could be if I could just stay sober. And not just alcohol, but cigarettes too. I was a I was a daily smoker. It's a miracle that I don't smoke today. To actually live without substances, to be able to feel the feelings of overwhelm and anxiety and fear and sadness, um, shame, to feel these feelings and to still not give up, to still show up, to still make a video, to still put this out into the world. That feels the same as what it used to feel like getting up at a meeting and talking about my feelings for the first time. Because I knew if I didn't, I wasn't going to stay sober. That I needed to push myself, challenge myself to do the things I didn't want to do if I wanted to have a different life. That's the reality of change. And that's why it's inspiring. Because the people that really push themselves and challenge themselves to change, they inspire me that it's possible. And even honestly, if I just live a life where I'm just trying, then that's a better life for me than not trying at all. Because there's growth in it. And really, at the end of the day, life is about growth. If I'm not growing, I'm dying. I'm stagnant. I'm complacent. So even though I'm scared and I'm embarrassed and I'm ashamed, I'm growing. So that's positive. And I think those are some of the ways that I have learned to talk to myself, to support myself while I'm changing, is to focus on what's good, what's going well, what I'm grateful for. And externally, looking for support, community, people to help me succeed in my change. I have never succeeded in anything alone. Never. And I'm a loner and like a lone wolf kind of person. But really, when I really want to succeed at something, like I usually have like people around me supporting me, helping me, encouraging me. I haven't achieved anything worthwhile on my own. So, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I pray that God shows me what He wants me to bring to YouTube, how I can make a difference on this platform, how I can be myself and be proud of the work that I'm doing as I connect with people that are also trying to change. What I do know for sure is that I won't give up. I won't give up. I've given up on YouTube so many times because of this feeling right now. This feeling like I don't know what I'm doing. This feeling of I'm incompetent and I'm never going to succeed. And why am I even trying? I'm going to keep pushing through it. I'm going to keep showing up because I know and I remember all the times in my life that I thought that. And I kept pushing and I kept challenging myself to show up and not give up. And all the things that I've accomplished because I didn't give up. I think of my children. I thought they might be better off without me at some points. I wanted to give up on being a mother. And today I am unbelievably proud of my children. Unbelievably proud. If I do nothing else with my life, those kids, those humans are my success. This is just extra. I've already succeeded in raising people that I'm proud to be their mom. There's so many other things that I wanted to give up on. I wanted to give up on creating a nonprofit. Never thought I could do that. And I did do it. Getting sober, quitting smoking, saving money. Well, I'm still working on that, if I'm honest. Work in progress. Change is always happening. Change is the only constant. So if you're out there and you actually watch to the end of this video, and I'm not just talking to myself or processing by myself, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for empathizing. Thank you for being a human that's supporting another human. And I'm grateful for you. And if you're trying to change, just know that you're not alone. We're all trying to grow and change and learn and do things in our lives that will improve our lives. So if you would like or subscribe or share or comment, I would love comments. I love comments. They make me really happy because then I feel like, oh, somebody related, they identified, they connected with what I shared. And I think I probably overshare for sure, but I'm learning. I'm learning. And the only way I can learn is by showing up and making mistakes and being myself and figuring out what works. And unfortunately, I have to do that in a very public way. But that's sort of the contract. So hopefully, with that risk, there will be a reward. And I do think that even if I just help a couple people or connect with a couple people, find some way to make a difference in the world that feels good, that I can feel proud of, then that is success to me. So I'm interested about anything you would add to the conversation, what you've learned about change, what is success to you, what are your struggles, what are your thoughts. Don't be critical though. Don't be critical of this video because honestly, I'm critical enough of myself. So I've got that covered. I can't believe I put this stuff out into the world. I really can't. But for whatever reasons, I really do think that God wants me to, which I don't understand either. But I've listened to other callings in my life and I haven't been disappointed by the outcomes of those callings. Number one, my children. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to put this video out into the world and see what happens next. So thanks for watching and hope you'll comment and like and subscribe and maybe don't share. It's good enough. Just me and you. So thanks. Thanks very much for listening. I'm grateful for you. Have a good day.